Good afternoon, Independence Mustang Wrestling fans. This is Alex Edgington coming at you live from Wells Fargo Arena here on this gorgeous Friday afternoon. We're down here for the 2A quarterfinal and consolation matches. Wrestling up first for Independence will be Jake Jewell at 160 pounds, and Jake Jewell yesterday beat his kid. Hang on a second. Jake Jewell beat Tristan Westfall Edward of Washington, decision 9-2, and he will be wrestling the number 2 ranked Zach Johnston from Adele. He's 47-3 as a senior. We will be having a very, very fun match. Jake Jewell, the number 3 ranked kid at 160 pounds, taking on the number 2 ranked Zach Johnston. And then at 170 pounds, Nicholas Holt will be wrestling against Nicholas Holt will have Michael Kent from IFA, a 34-9 record as a junior. Nicholas Holt yesterday won by decision 3-1 over Dylan Diltz of Solon. Nicholas Holt wrestling very strong. He's the number 3 ranked or 4th ranked kid. Who he's facing is currently unranked. And after this first round of the quarterfinals, they are swapping back to 1A. And so I will be taking a short break. I believe it will be about an hour long, and then we will be back for the 2A consolation side bracket. And right now we're up to the 152-pound weight class. This quarterfinal matches so far, there's been some real excitement been going on. I've seen a lot of big moves, big pins. You're down here, and you're down here for a reason, and everybody's going to risk it. But first off, I'd like to thank some Independence Mustang Wrestling sponsors: Adams Family and Furniture, Bachman Tool and Die, Bank Iowa, Bill's Pizza and Smokehouse, Eschen Tarpey Napa, Keegler and Aaron, Mary's Flower Patch and Gifts, Medical Associates of Independence, Ole Iowa Realty Real Estate and Insurance, Security State Bank, Smith D&L Insurance, and Wapsie Valley Creamery. Like I said, we're about to have our first Independence Mustang wrestler step on the mat in about 2 weight classes. And then on the backside, the consolation bracket this afternoon for sure, we will be having 138-pound Drew Davis will be stepping on the mat. You have 182-pound Elliot Ryan, and you also have Matt McMillan at 195 pounds, and their opponents are going to be, give me 1 second and I will... At 138 pounds, Drew Davis, unsure of his opponent at the moment, as who he chooses to wrestle will be, or not choose, but who he will end up wrestling will be a quarterfinal loser, and I don't have the updated bracket for that. And like I said, we're up to 152 pounds, and I'll be taking a short break here for the next 3 or 4 minutes or so, and Jake Jewell will then be stepping on the mat. And we'll get going. This is exciting. This is what we're down here for. This is what we come here for. About time we get after it. Like I said, I'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes, taking a short break. And welcome back, Independence Mustang Wrestling fans. We are now on to the 160-pound weight class. Moving up, moving forward. Jake Jewell has just been called to the mat. He'll be taking on Johnston, the number 2 ranked kid. Jake Jewell, the number 3 ranked. And folks, I got to tell you what, being down here in the arena, this is exciting. You can feel the energy. Everyone's getting after it.
Number 6 at 160.
Jake Jewell trotting out to the mat. Trotting out to the mat right now, getting ready to wrestle. Quarterfinal match.
Now wrestling on mat number 2 at 160. Trevor Nelson, Solon, Cole Stanford, Olwine. Nelson, Solon, Stanford, and Olwine up on mat 2 at 160. 170 pounders, your next.
Yeah, that's the 845 to 10. People often not even, you know what, even if you could get 8, that'd still be pretty impressive.
And here we go, folks. We're live on mat 7. Jake Jewell of Independence Wrestling taking on Zach Johnston of ADM. Number 2 ranked versus number 3 ranked. We're down here on mat 7 on the black mat down in the corner. We're on our feet as the whistle starts. 130, 35 left to go in the first period. Deep shot in there by Jake Jewell. He's got his head buried underneath. Then he pops outside, trying to drive around the corner. And we are people in the way. Jake now lifts, trying to come out the back door. Brings him back to the mat. Minute 11 to go. Jake's now got his head buried on the mat. He needs to pop it outside and lift that leg. Ref calls stalemate. Minute 4 to go in the first period, and we move on. Jake Jewell, once again, he ended up here in this match by defeating the kid from Washington by Tristan Westfall Edward of Washington, who was 40-10 as a freshman. Jake beat him 9-2. Johnston of Adele beat John Engelbrecht 11-4. And Jake Jewell gets taken down on a nice single leg by Johnston right here on the edge of the mat. About 35 seconds left here to go in the first period. Jake Jewell looking for a switch, trying to find a little movement. Get to his base, and we move to the edge of the mat, and we're off, and we're going to start fresh. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a quarterfinal match, meaning these wrestlers have not lost yet. We have Jake Jewell of Independence, 160 pounds, down 2-0 right now with 24 seconds left to go in the first period. Looking for an escape, trying to work up. He's into the tripod. Johnston really pushing on that down pressure, trying to break his base down. Now riding an ankle. Jake continually moving, looking for a switch, doing a couple sit-outs, constant motion. Johnston's doing a really good job of keeping his hips close and riding right close behind him. And that's the end of the first period. Starting the second period, Jake Jewell will be on top as Zach Johnston chose down. Johnston out very quick. First 5 seconds, minute 50 to go. They're on their feet hand fighting. Jake with a lot of heavy hands. Current score of the match is 3-0. Takedown in the first period for Johnson, and then a quick escape here in the second. He's got him up. Johnson in on a double leg. Jake sitting down on his butt. Really needs to get some hips moving here, or we might be in trouble again. Johnson trying to crawl up the waist. Jewell looking for a stalemate. Johnson gets his head out, tries to turn in the corner. Jewell drops down to the leg. And Johnston gets the 2. Jewel just ended up getting sat to his butt right off the shot. And not much you can do in that situation. Now we're looking for a leg Turk for Johnston, trying to get Jake to expose his back. With 43 seconds to go in the second period, we've got a little blood time, it looks like. Jake Jewell walking over to the coaches to talk. And folks, right now, the number 1 ranked kid at 160 pounds, Tristan Johnson, gets pinned. Wow, I'm not sure how we got into that situation, but we ended up in Saturday Night Ride, and Creston Orange Maxburg picked the number 1 ranked Tristan Johnson of Osage at 160 pounds. Jake Jewell off the start, gets a quick restart, gets out for 1. We now have a score of 1-5. Jake Jewell in on a deep double leg, gets the 2. That's a blast double. Now it's 3-5 with 23 seconds to go here in the second. Jake climbing up the waist, looking for a lot of down pressure. Tries to grab an ankle but can't get it. Johnston out right rather quickly with 11 seconds to go. We're hand fighting on our feet. Jake Jewell in again on another blast double, but this time defended a lot better by Johnston. Throws in the arm cross body. It's a little crossface, and that's the end of the second period. Score of 6-3, Johnston over Jewell of Independence. Jake will pick down to go into the start the third period. And folks, I do believe Nicholas Holt has been called to the mat. I am unsure of which one at the time. I will keep you updated. Oh, right there on mat 8. This will make it easy for me. All right, Jake Jewell away in the first 5 seconds of the second period. Nicholas Holt starting ready to go here in his first match. Jewell, heavy hand fight. Nicholas with a lot of pressure. We're wrestling at 160 pounds and 170 pounds here. Jake Jewell at 160 for Independence. Score 4-6. Nicholas Holt at 170 pounds with a minute 40 to go in the first period, and they're hand fighting. Nick's on his feet. His score is 0-0. Jake Jewell needs a takedown. He's down 4-6 right now with a minute 30 to go here in the third. If we could get another big blast double from him, that'd be great. That'd be a huge takedown. Here we go. Pushing heavy hands. There's a nice long shot, though, by Jake. Jake trying to face him, faces him, and they're back on their feet. That was a long shot by Jake. He's got to get a little bit closer, set up the shot a little bit deeper. Need to get some really heavy hands fighting here. Jake Jewell, he's got a minute and 3 seconds left. Really been looking for this takedown. Really needs a takedown here in the third period to tie it up. Nicholas Holt in on a double leg, but they go out of bounds. Ooh. Jake just got dropped to the mat with a great single leg duck under. And now Jake Jewell is down 4-8 with 45 seconds left to go in the third period. Gonna really need some movement out of Jake here to get up and get out. Nicholas Holt, 45 seconds left to go as Nick's been the only one pushing forward, taking shots. Jake Jewell trying to find a way to sit out, get some motion, but Johnston really just riding his hips. Got an arm back now. Putting in a lot of pressure down top, and Jake Jewell isn't able to get his hips free, and he's not getting up to a base. Need to work up to a base here. 10 seconds left. Jewell looking to face. Gets pushed out of bounds.
Now wrestling on mat number 2 at 182, Luke Erickson, Minneapolis, Cole Bennett, ADM. Erickson,
4 seconds to go. Jake Jewell down 8-4. Tries a Granby roll out, and that'll be the end of the match. Jake Jewell will move into the Consolation sides of 160 pounds. He will wrestle again this afternoon, and his opponent will be Kyler Jondal, a freshman, with a record of 36-11. Jake will need to win that match to make his way onto the podium. Nicholas Holt now, score of 0-0. after the first period. And Nick chooses down, working to get away, drops down to an ankle, can't quite do it, we go out of bounds, and we'll start fresh. Nick looking to explode right off the whistle. Up to a tripod, looking for wrist control, keeps his hips pushed out, turns, faces, and we now have an escape for Nick Holt. That'll be 1-0 score with 1:33 left to go at 170 pounds. We're in the second period. And Nicholas Holt still looking for that takedown. He's pushing. He's pushing, folks. He's always stepping forward, always looking to score. Off the restart, Nicholas getting heavy on the head. Gets in on a deep single leg. Tries to flee the map, and Nick pulls him in on the ankle, lifts, drives him down. There's two. There's a takedown for Nicholas Holt with 1:10 to go in the second period. The score at 3-0. Attaboy, Nicholas. That's what we like to see. Staying aggressive, folks. Always staying aggressive. Best defense is a great offense. We'll start in the referee's position. Nicholas will be on top. 1:07 to go in the second period. Looking to hold him down. Drops down to a single leg as they try and sprint out of bounds. Nicholas not looking to give up a single point. Drives out of bounds. Ends up giving up one. So we have a score of 3-1 with 58 seconds here to go in the second period. Whistle blows and we're back at it. Deep shot in on Nicholas. Grabs the ankle. Flattens the kid out. Looks for a cross face. Trying to break the wrist grip on his leg. If he can break that wrist and then circle around, we'd have another takedown here in the second period. There it is. Good job by Nicholas sticking with it. Moving. Looking for that wrist control. Circles around behind. Gets a takedown. Score 5-1 here with 28 seconds to go in the second period. Nicholas with a lot of down pressure right now, looking to work a wrist back. Trying very hard to get a wrist back. We get a stall call on red. Seems to me he just enjoyed putting his face into the mat. Nicholas back there really getting some down pressure, really looking to work that pinning combination if he can get that wrist back. And that'll be the end of the second period. Michael Ken of Iowa Falls Alden will choose down against Nicholas. Right off the whistle, the Iowa Falls Alden right up. Nicholas breaks him back down near the edge of the mat. Nicholas looking in again to break him down around the edge. Got to have some mat awareness here. Try to bring him back down, square his base up. And we move out of bounds. Restart fresh. Here in the third period, 1:37 seconds left to go. Nicholas Holt of Independence up 5-1 over Michael Kent of Iowa Falls Alden. Here in your quarterfinal match, down here at the Class 2A session, Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa. Have a false start off the whistle, so we'll get a restart here. 1:37 still to go in the third period. Nicholas moves into cover. Breaks him down. Now looking to work a wrist back. A lot of down pressure here by Nicholas. He's just looking to score, looking for a pinning combination. Always looking to work a wrist back. 2-on-1. Out to the side. Heavy pressure. Nick, Iowa Falls try to crawl out of bounds, and Nicholas turns him right over his hip, trying to keep him in, but in doing that, Nicholas turns out. So the 1:12 to go in the third period, the score of 5-1. Nicholas Holt winning to look for a chance to get into the semifinals, which will be wrestled tonight I believe Jason Lang will be doing the broadcast then. Off the whistle, Nicholas drops to an ankle, get a breakdown. They are really always, all this motion that these two are creating, they always end up near the edge of the mat. They're trying, Nicholas trying to keep him in bounds. Off the whistle right away, Iowa Falls Nollan up to his feet. Nicholas dropping down to an ankle, trying to bring him down. Ends up right there on the edge of the mat. Iowa Falls Nollan turns into Nicholas, gets his one, and they circle back into the center. We have a score 5-2 with 42 seconds left to go in the match. Nicholas just looking for his, gets in on a single leg shot, gets his head underneath, tries to suck it in, crawls over, ends up putting the Iowa Falls kid down to his hip. Now we're just looking to pop her head out and climb the waist for 2 points. Looking for that takedown. Iowa Falls Alden looking for the stalemate. Nicholas gets down on that ankle, wraps it up close. Now looking to pop the head and circle around. 11 seconds left to go in the match. Looking really good as Nicholas trying to score here. 5 seconds left. Won't get the takedown, but will win the match. 5-2. Nicholas Holt of Independence into the semifinals. Great match. Smart wrestling. Absolutely wonderful job by Nicholas Holt. And folks, we will move on. 1A will be taking over next. And after the 1A session, we'll come back to the 2A. It'll be about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I'll keep you updated as we move forward here. And that next session will be 2A Consolation. So wrestling on the backside for Independence at 138 pounds will be Drew Davis. At 160 pounds will be Jake Jewell. 182 pounds Elliot Ryan. And 195 will be Matt McMillan. Folks, I'd like to thank Adams Family Furniture, Bachman Tool and Die, Bank Iowa, Bill's Pizza and Smokehouse, Eschen Tarpey Napa, Kegler Aaron, Mary's Flower Patch and Gifts, Medical Associates of Independence, Whole Iowa Realty, Real Estate and Insurance, Security State Bank, Smith D&L Insurance, and Wapsie Valley Creamery for sponsoring the Independence Mustang wrestling team down here at the state tournament. Like I said, that'll do all for the quarterfinal session here. We'll roll right on into the 1A, no stop. And after 1A, we'll come right back into the 2A Consolation. And Independence will have 4 kids looking to get on the podium. And after that, tonight's session, we'll come back at you live, and Jason Lang will be doing that broadcast. We will talk to you here in about 45 minutes to an hour when I go back live.